Y'all, my phone went off. I'm so sorry. Listen, I'm going to hurry up. I don't know what's going on with my phone. Listen, Judges chapter 5, verse 18. Jael went out to meet Sisera and said to him, "Come, my lord, come right in. Don't be afraid." She entered her tent and she covered him with a blanket. She was trying to act like she was being nice. She was covering this man up with this blanket to give him comfort. She said to him, he said, "I'm thirsty. Please give me some water." She opened a skin of milk, gave him a drink, and covered him up. Yo, I don't know what happened to my phone. I don't know what happened. It just went out, so I came back in. I truly apologize. I'm going to finish up because I don't know if my phone about to die or what. It says, she opened the skin of milk, gave him a drink, and covered him up. Verse 20, it says, "Stand in the doorway of the tent," he told her. Now, he's trying to set up a strategy so that they won't see him in there. So that when they come by, they won't check her tent. He's telling her, make sure you stand there so that no one can come in, and preparing her for Barak and his army to come to capture him. She said, "If someone comes by and asks you, is anyone in there, say no." So he already preparing for her to lie. She like, "Nah, I got your strategy." She was already prepared because she knew that he was running from Barak. She knew about the fight. She knew what was happening. And she knew what he had done, that they have already oppressed the Israelites for 20 years. She must have known. And guess what? She was strong enough and ready to attack. She was prepared. It says in verse 21, it says, "But Jael, Heber's wife, picked up a tent peg and a hammer and went quietly to him while he lay fast asleep, exhausted. She found her moment." This was the prophecy about to be fulfilled. It says she drove the peg through the temple into the ground and he died. She took the peg with the hammer and drove it through his head while he was asleep. It was a sneak attack. She used her strength. She used what God had given her, the gift God had given her to be a tent maker. She used her gift. See, you don't have to change who you are for God to use you. He will use you right where you are. Who you are is what he will use. He won't make you do nothing outside of who you are. He did not use her in no other capacity but what she already was. She was a tent maker, so she knew how to use her strength in that. See, y'all you can't change. Don't try to be somebody else. Don't try to do what other people are doing. Don't try to use their strategy. You have to use your own strategy. And I love this because a lot of times we're trying to change for others. We're trying to be somebody else. If you're loud, you're trying to be quiet. If you're quiet, you're trying to be loud. If you one way, you're trying to be another way. No, be who you are in the kingdom because God knows you. The enemy already know who you are. He already had your whole life set up, prepared to destroy you. He know your weaknesses. He know your strengths. And he's coming to attack your weaknesses. But guess what? You have to be used with your own strategies. Your own strategy. No other strategy will work. When the enemy comes to try to destroy you, he's not going to destroy you and do it with somebody else's strategy. He's going to do it with your own. So you have to be on guard with who you are. Who are you? Which strengths do you have? What weaknesses do you have? You have to know your own self. And Jael knew who she was. She knew she was a warrior. She knew she knew how to make a tent. She knew her strengths. She knew that she could be a little persuasive. She knew that her persuasion will allow him to come to her tent. She knew it. So she's like, come on, come with me. I'll give you something to drink. I'll make sure you have somewhere to lay. I got you. Don't worry about it. She persuaded him to come there. A lot of us have those ways to have people come and do stuff for us. A lot of us have them ways that can have people fight for you. You have them ways. A lot of people have certain ways. And Jael knew herself. So much so that she was able to do what Barak was supposed to do. This was actually Barak's job. He was supposed to be the one to kill Sisera. But because he didn't know his strengths, this woman had to come and do the work. It says in verse 22, just then Barak came in pursuit of Sisera. Here he come running to win, running to try to kill Sisera. And Jael went out to meet him. Come, she said. She said, I will show you the man you're looking for. How did she know? She had a relationship with God. God spoke to her to tell her that this was the man. See, you have to always be in position. You have to always be prepared. You have to always be ready. This woman was ready. It says, I know the man you're looking for. So he went in with her, and there lay Sisera with the tent peg through his temple, dead. On that day, God subdued Jabin, king of Canaan, before the Israelites. And the hand of the Israelites pressed harder and harder against Jabin, king of Canaan, until they destroyed him. Listen, when God gives you a strategy, when God gives you a plan, only way you'll be able to receive is if you hear him. See, we allow the pain, the issues, the trials to get in the way. And we can't even hear God when he tells us what we need to do. Even while we're working, even while we're busy, we have to be able to hear God. Jael was doing her job. She was just working in the field, doing what she had to do. But she was hearing. She heard God. She was prepared to do the work whenever the work came. Are you prepared to fight when the enemy comes? Because let me tell you something, he's coming. Let me tell you, the enemy has something prepared waiting for you to destroy you, to kill you. And the enemy is going to come right in your camp. But are you strong enough to stand up against the enemy? Are you prepared to fight? Do you have a strategy for you to live? I'm not just going out like that. I'm not just dying. I'm not letting that happen. You have to be willing to open your ears your ears to hear, your heart to understand, your eyes to see. How do you do that? You got to let some stuff go. You got to get rid of some stuff. You got to lay some stuff aside. You have to drop some people off. We carry too many other people's weights. And a lot of times we're carrying so much of other people's weights that we can't even hear God. Because we hear everybody else's problems, everybody else's stories, everybody else's circumstances. You can't help everybody. You got to prepare for your own self. How are you getting strong for yourself? You have to get strong for your own self and stop carrying everybody else's weight. That's somebody else's fight. When the fight come to you, you have to be prepared for your own fight. You have to be like Jael, ready with the hammer in your hand, ready to drill the peg in. But how? If you're too busy worrying about everybody else in their stuff. Deborah like, I'm going to go with you just for a minute. But when I get you there, I'm going to let you go. See, Deborah went with Barak for a moment. She led him to the place where he needed to go. And she said, now I'm going to put them and send them into your hands. And now it's your time. It's your turn. The Lord ain't going to leave you. He got your back. Go and do it. Sometimes we need encouragement to go. Sometimes we need somebody to push us. Sometimes we need somebody to say, you got this. But then after that, they can't go with you all the way. They're going to let you go. You got to be able to do this thing on your own. This season is a season to get it done. We can't keep dragging everybody else with us. We can't have a Deborah with us all the time. I can get you halfway there. But once I get you halfway there, now it's your turn to go. You got to know that the Lord has already went before you. He have already prepared the way for you. He already made sure that you're victorious at the end. You won't be a victim always. He already have done it for you. So I need you to stay encouraged. I need you to be able to stay focused. I need you to stay flat-footed, abounding in the work of the Lord. I need you to not be afraid. I don't need you to have any fear. God did not give us the spirit of fear, but of love and peace and a sound mind. I'm telling you, you cannot have no fear in this next season. The enemy is going to come into your tent. He's going to try to destroy your finances. He's going to try to destroy your family. He's going to try to destroy your children, your marriages, your relationships, your business, your job. He's going to try to destroy your mind, your health. He's coming to attack because you've been on guard for years. You've been doing the work. We've been studying. We've been fasting. We've been praying. We've been getting up. And the enemy is coming to destroy. But I'm telling you that you got to get your hammer in your hand, ready to kill, ready to destroy whatever the enemy has set up for you. You cannot be afraid. His job is to prepare you. This is what this book is for. It's for preparation for war. He is preparing us. So you have to be like JL and keep working until the enemy comes. Keep working so that when it's time, you will know that you're going to win. You got to say to yourself, I'm already a winner. But when the fight comes, I got to show up because the fight is coming. You have to show up knowing that I'm going to win. You have to get your hammer in your hand. So preparation is the action or process of making ready or being ready for use or consideration. JL was ready. She was ready for use. She was ready to be considered. I love this because a lot of us feel like God is not ready for us to be used. But you have to get ready as well. You have to study hard. You can't wait for nobody else to do it for you. You have to study that thing. You got to crack that Bible open and read that thing hard. And say, God, what is it that you want me to receive out of this word for me? You remember the game, Ready or Not, Here I Come? You don't even see kids playing tag no more. But that was a game that you would run so hard so you wouldn't get picked. You don't want to be it. You don't want to be the one that is chosen. But I'm asking you today, are you ready or not for God to use you? You can put up your hand and say, I'm it. I want to be chosen. God, use me. I'm ready. But you better have your hammer in your hand when you say it. Because the enemy is going to come to try to kill you, to try to destroy you. But you will have help. You'll have your sisters and brothers in Christ to help you, to pray with you, to fast with you, to be able to stand with you, to hold your arms up. But you are going to have to be the one to do the fighting. So today, I ask you, are you ready or not? Are you going to get prepared in every area of your life? Are you going to write down a strategy? Are you going to write down goals, pros and cons, some of the things that you got to let go of, some of the baggage that you constantly carrying? You have to let some stuff go so that you can be prepared when God is ready to use you. You know, as a minister of the gospel reminds us as ministers to be prepared in season and out of season. That's my mandate. That even in season, when it's good, I got to be prepared. When it's bad, I got to be prepared. When it's sometimey, I got to be prepared. When it don't look good, I have to be prepared. When I'm crying, when I'm hurting, when I'm in pain, I have to be prepared. When it's fun, when it's happy, when it's laughter, I have to be prepared. No matter what, I have a mandate because I